The Valleycats season rolls on here, and last night down 7-2, battled back, got beat 7-6, and now on the road they go to Batavia tonight, and then Saturday night, and then Sunday afternoon. And we're joined by the manager, the skipper, Morgan Ensberg. Always on the Friday show, we promote the Valleycats at the Joe, and Morgan joins us here for a few minutes on Big Board Sports. Good morning, skipper. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you guys?
We're good. We're doing well. We're doing well. Let's start with last night. Down 7-2. Your team showed some grit, right? Battled back and came up just a bit short, 7-6.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's kind of a similar theme, and we talked about this, and it's very cliche, but, you want to stay away from a big inning, and we had a big inning go against us in the third inning where we gave up 5 runs, and that was really the difference in the game. We did fight back. We scored some more runs. We got it close. We made it exciting, but at the end of the day, we just didn't have enough.
Is this team, Morgan, still evolving? And what I mean by that is you've had some guys already, get promoted, and I know you have some other guys that are still that just came on to your team. So from a chemistry standpoint, you're still trying to figure this thing out, aren't you?
Well, we are part of that, but also people are trying to learn how to break their old molds, and they're realizing that what they did in amateur baseball is not going to fly in pro ball, and that's a scary step. That's something that's very difficult for young players to take, and they're realizing that the caliber of ball is much higher than they expected, and at some point they will give in and they will kind of make those adjustments and make those changes. But right now what you see is a lot of guys that are still trying to hold on to what they did in the past.
How much patience are you having with this team? What's been your approach with this group right now, Morgan?
I have tons of patience. We have lots of patience because we understand the process and we understand that this is the first introduction to professional baseball. It does get, frustrating for the players. It's very difficult. And we as coaches have to constantly correct and constantly encourage, constantly help teach and teach and teach. It's a very intensive process. It's not just, working on just batting or working on just pitching. It's working on these very minute, small areas and making corrections every single day.
Hey, Morgan, Chris Honorado here with Rodger. Do you have a story or stories of your personal struggles at the minor league level that you're able to share with these guys, even if it isn't just a long story, but just an example of maybe something that led you to success?
I don't, because I never got out, so I don't have any stories.
They were all hit over the wall. Yeah.
Every single ball I ever touched went over the tree line.
Now, what about the ones you didn't touch?
Yeah, no, I don't really bring up my career or my past because I think it's tired. I think it's a tired act. My career is over, but what I do talk about is just the grind of, yes, myself and the other coaches have been there, meaning we've been through that grind and we understand that it's very difficult and there's a lot of pressure and you're playing again with players that are better than you. And again, at a certain point, the players will release their fear of losing and their fear of failing. And once they release that fear, they'll start getting better and better and better. But until then, I'm waiting them out. I will continue to put them in difficult situations. I will not save them. I will continue to challenge them. And there is no relief. They're going to keep on doing it until they kind of succumb and give up their old habits. I will not save them.
Hey, Morgan, I got to ask you about it. If you're a fan of the Valleycats, you've been going to the games. You have to look at the name of Luis Payano. The kid's been red hot for you. Talk about a bright spot. He has the highest team batting average at 294. How about Payano and the kind of season he's having right now for you at the plate?
Well, Payano is a great player, and he's a better person, and he has tons of energy and tons of life. And this is a good example of we have to distribute playing time. It's how it works. And Payano got a chance to come in, and he took advantage of that chance and really started drilling the ball, hitting the ball well, and he's been 9 for his last 18. But more importantly, he's been going after mistakes. He has been hitting the mistakes in the zone. And when you hit mistakes made by pitchers in the zone, you do damage, and that's what he's doing. So it's just great to see such a great guy doing well.
How about on the mound? I know you're still struggling a little bit with the pitching, with the ERA. Team ERA is 4.85, but Christian Javier has struck out 22 in 14 innings. So you have to like what you see out of that young man, right?
So we don't care about ERA. We don't care about that at all. We lead the league in strikeouts by a large margin. We have guys with excellent stuff. And what they're learning right now is learning how to attack the zone with first pitch strikes. They're learning how to get ahead of the count in even counts, because those are swing counts and that really put you in an advantage or disadvantage. We have guys that have electric stuff, but again, they're erratic in the zone, and they're learning how to throw a three-pitch mix in the zone. Most of the pitchers you see that we face do not throw a three-pitch mix. We're kind of one of the only organizations that do that, because our emphasis is on what's going to help them at the big league level, and we practice that from the lowest level. So if they want to make it to the big leagues, they're going to have at least a three-pitch mix. So that's why you see some of the guys going erratically, but overall you see a lot of high strikeouts because they have such good stuff.
The manager of the Valleycats with us here, Morgan Ensberg, on 104.5 The Team, ESPN Radio. The Cats are at Batavia this weekend before returning home to the Joe next week, a 3-game set against Connecticut, which includes an 11 a.m. game next Wednesday for the Valleycats against Connecticut.
And they'll pack the house.
Oh, no doubt. The Dippin' Dots will be...
That place is going to be wall-to-wall human beings at 11 a.m., believe it.
I mean, you won't be able to hear yourself think over the screaming kids of the camp groups, that's for sure.
Yeah, you never can. What a great day where you have to almost wear earplugs because the pitch is so incredibly high there. I'm telling you, like, they'll start screaming, and it goes all the way from just regular sound into sonar.
Morgan, we're going to have Bob Nightingale of USA Today on in about 20 minutes or so, and he wrote a piece coming out of the All-Star break about the changes Major League Baseball players are expecting even as early as next season, and that's a pitch clock. That's perhaps a limited number of visits to the mound. As a guy who played in Major League Baseball, I'm interested in your thoughts on a pitch clock and how that may affect the game.
Yeah, we've been doing that down in the minor leagues for, 3 or 4 years, and it's not that big a deal as far as I'm concerned having that. Some of the pitchers in the big leagues obviously haven't been dealing with that, but all the players that are coming up have dealt with that, so it's not going to be something too crazy. I think really what you want to get is a solid pace of play in game. I don't think that the amount of time is that big a deal. Now, I'm on the inside looking out. Whether or not you're going to cut the game down 10 minutes, I don't know how that's necessarily going to really affect your viewing pleasure. But, I know that they want to do it, but a lot of times these things have to do with commercial breaks. Commercial breaks bring you to a complete standstill. The guys are ready to play the game, and you're just standing there, waiting for the umpire to point to the pitcher. So, I think it's good that they're trying to figure out ways to, speed up the game, but, I don't know what exactly measures they can do that are going to really make a real dent.
Hey, Morgan, the most important question I have for you this morning, and I haven't followed up with you since Monday.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear this one.
How did you? What did you shoot at Colony Golf and Country Club on Monday?
And let me tell you something. Colony Golf and Country Club was amazing. It was beautiful. We were out there, and it was a blast. So I don't keep score. I just don't keep score. But I double bogeyed one hole, and I parred about 5 holes, and I didn't burn bogey. So whatever that is, I'd probably 80 something, 80. I don't know, 87ish.
Wow, that's a really good score.
Morgan, when you were on with us last week, we asked you your thoughts on the All-Star game being attached to home field advantage to the World Series, which Rodger is a huge fan of. Is there anything you'd like to say to him here this morning?
No, I want to actually say thank you for finding me a hookup in golf. That's what I would like to say, on that. But, on the All-Star game and things like that, I think the All-Star game is a phenomenal deal. It's a great time to see guys in a little bit more natural, fun environment. It looks a little bit more like this is. But, the All-Star break I'll tell you on the inside, you know, the best case scenario is being an all-star and then kind of nursing an injury and having to, you know, kind of take that as 3 days off. That's the secret inside behind the curtain view.
Like it.
All right, Morgan, I appreciate it. Hey, I tell you one thing I tell my son Brady, you agree or disagree with this? He's 10 years old, and he's a pretty good hitter. I'm a big fan of hitting first pitch fastball. Agree or not?
I agree to teach him to hit mistakes. No matter when the count, he needs to be ready for his pitch. And you tell him, you say, son, every time you swing the bat, you try to hit the ball over the snack shack.
Love it. Love it.
You hit the ball into the tennis court every single time.
I love it. Well, we got an all-star game tonight, so I'll pass that message along from the manager of the Valleycats. And Morgan, we always appreciate you coming on the program here on Fridays. Good luck at Batavia, and we'll talk to you this time next week.
Hey, thanks a lot, boys.